Imagine training for 15 years and having nothing to show for it. That was Tom. He trained hard and he ate clean, but he had no abs, no muscle, and no confidence. He was stuck in the grind, but just had nothing to show for it. In this video, I am going to show you exactly how I helped Tom reverse 15 years of failure and got Tom into photo shoot shape in just 12 months. By the end, you'll know the 3 mistakes that were killing his results and how we fixed them one by one. Oh, and if you want to hear Tom break all of this down in his own words, we recorded a full chat about his journey inside coaching. Click and save that video and watch it after this one. Let's break down Tom's first mistake, and that was his diet. Tom thought that he was eating healthy: avocados, nuts, protein bars. They are clean, right? But here's the kicker: he never tracked a single calorie. He was convinced he's eating clean, which he was, but he was snacking on high calorie foods all day. He had no awareness of his calorie intake. And that's how you gain fat, even on healthy foods. Nuts, calorie dense. Avocados, great fats, but easy to overeat. And protein bars, it's just a snicker. His diet was low protein, low fiber, so he was always hungry and always tired. He never tracked a calorie and he was guessing with his results. So I told Tom, track everything for 7 days. Use a simple macro split: 40, 40, 20, protein, carbs, fats. This alone cut his calories intake and boosted his recovery. And most importantly, finally give us data to build from. We found, I kind of knew this already, he was under eating on protein and his main meals are small. He was lacking fruits and vegetables, which made him hungry, and you guessed it, then he was snacking. And that's where all of his calories were coming from. So we immediately reversed that and put him onto my simple dieting system, which meant more protein and more calories. More calories from fibre, from fruits and vegetables, and 3 main meals per day. This kept his hunger hormones at bay and fueled his training performance, so he could actually progressively overload his training. And a quick side note, if you want the exact structure Tom used to train, grab a free week of push pull run below. It's the system we used to rebuild his entire body. And on that note, let's talk about training. Tom was training every day, body part split. He even did bicep day. He absolutely battered himself in the gym. But guess what? He didn't get stronger in months. Tom thought that more sessions equal more progress. But without a structured plan, he was just burning himself out. There was no progressive overload, no recovery built in, and no real focus on strength. Here's the truth: if you are not getting stronger, you're not building muscle. That's just how it works. So I told him, let's ditch the chaos, use my push pull run training system. Training 3 times per week, full body. We lowered the training volume and focused on progressive overload. I said, Tom, just watch what happens, pal. But first, it actually didn't work. He thought he was progressively overloading until I checked the logs in my coaching app. He wasn't progressing, he was guessing. So I gave him a little crash course, and you're going to want to save this and write it down. So like, comment, and subscribe so you can come back to this. Progressive overload is a non-negotiable. Your body adapts to stress, so no new stimulus equals no reason to grow. Results don't just slow down over time, they stop if the signal isn't increasing. Your body is a survival machine, not a performance machine. So you have to force it to upgrade. Here's how you can apply progressive overload. The 6 easy methods increase weight. Obvious, but it's not always a sustainable approach. Next up, we need to be looking to increase reps. The same weight, but more work equals adaptation. Next up, you can increase the sets, especially mainly for like lagging body parts, but that's not always the one that I'll go to. Next up, increase your technique and form. That should be the first one that you focus on. You can always decrease rest periods as well. This is okay, but again, can drive home fatigue a little bit more, and then you may not be able to progress with your strength. And the last one is just slow down your tempo. More time under tension on the eccentric, the lowering portion of the lift. Rule of thumb, really: when the current level or load gets too easy and you've reached the top end of the prescribed rep range and your form is great and the tempo is really slow, bump up the weight a touch. But You need to try to force some type of overload every single session. But please, don't let your ego take control. Your ego will ask you to progress with weight all the time. That's where your technique gets sloppy and then you can potentially get injured. So please focus on form first, slow down your tempo, and then progress from there. So when we fixed Tom's training and put in push pull run and taught him how to progressive overload, he was actually more motivated and excited to train because he was getting significantly stronger and he could see the visual changes in the mirror. So from 7 sessions a week and no progress to 3 sessions per week. It just shows you the value of a progressive plan and actually progressively overloading in your sessions. Next up, mistake number 3, I'll explain how Tom's lack of sleep and stress were ruining his hormones and keeping him stuck. Tom wanted to lose 20 pounds. He wanted to gain muscle. But here's the thing, he was sleeping 5 hours a night. He was skipping meals. So his lifestyle was hampering his progress. Tom thought that skipping meals would help him stay lean, and he thought that 5 hours sleep was just part of the grind. But here's what that really means. He is awake for longer, so he's more likely to overeat. He's hungrier because his sleep spikes ghrelin. He's under-recovered, so he can't train hard or build muscle. On top of that, he had a high stress drop, so his cortisol level is through the roof and his recovery is shot. The fix, prioritise his sleep. We used my 10-3-2-1 method. 10 hours before bed, no caffeine, as caffeine blocks your melatonin production. 3 hours before bed, you need to finish your last meal so your heart rate can reduce post-sleep. 2 hours before bed, no more fluids so you're not waking up to pee. 1 hour before bed, no blue light from screens, phones or laptops, because that blocks melatonin, which is the hormone we need to go to sleep. Next, actually reduced his training load. More training is not more. Better training is more. Then, as I put him on my simple dieting system, it meant that we created meals for him, a complete plan, so he had structure there. So he was not limiting carbohydrates, he was not skipping meals, and there was minimal snacking. This gave him lasting energy throughout the day, which meant no afternoon coffee, which improved his sleep, and we started treating recovery like a skill, not an afterthought. Tom unfortunately was doing a lot of things wrong. Most things actually. Overtraining, undereating, undersleeping, under-recovering. But once we fixed the system, everything changed. We made 3 simple changes. Simple dieting system and tracked his food. We structured his training with push-pull-run, and we fixed his sleep and stress. And in just 12 months, he lost more fat, gained more muscle, and built more momentum than he had in the last 15 years of training. Here's the lesson, right? Most guys train hard, but they just have no system. They grind, they guess, and they hope until they burn out or just give up. I mean, who can blame them? But when you follow a proven structure, progress is predictable. And if this sounds like you, just please don't waste another year. In the second link in the description, you've got access to my free 30-day email series, 30 days, 30 lessons, giving you one new identity. It's the exact blueprint that I use with Tom and all my other clients to rebuild their bodies and mindset. So like this video, subscribe and send it to a mate who's still doing bicep days and wondering why nothing's changing. And now go watch Tom's full testimonial. He breaks down all of this in his own words.